Verleden jaar bezocht ik de Yunnan-provincie in China en de hoofdstad Kunming, waar het jaarlijkse bloemenfestival werd gehouden. Ik bezocht mijn vriendin Heidi Wernett, die met haar dochter van 7 besloot naar China te verhuizen uit Amerika en haar geluk daar te proberen. Ze heeft een bloemenfarm opgezet en geeft adviezen. Een van de bijzondere kwaliteiten is de moed van deze vrouw om in een nieuw land een nieuw leven te beginnen. Een van de voordelen vindt ze zelf is dat kinderen een vanzelfsprekend onderdeel zijn in de maatschappij. En dat ze een kind mee kan nemen naar zaakbesprekingen zonder dat dit vreemd is. We gaan eens even kijken hoe en waar Heidi Wernett leeft.
I'm Dr. Heidi Wernett, as an American foreign flower expert in Kunming, China. I have been residing here now for 5 years, and I have been watching the flower industry in China grow and develop at a very rapid pace. This morning we're at the Yunnan Farmers Flower Market, which is a suburb outside of Kunming, the capital of Yunnan province, in the southwest of China. The farmers have been encouraged by the government to grow flowers to increase their economic level in this community, and they have become very profitable over the years. 5 years ago when I came, there were only a few farmers standing in a dirt road with a few buckets of flowers. They had replaced their vegetable crops, and they had grown some carnations, some gladiolas, and the quality was very poor. When I came on a horse cart on a dirt road after a bumpy ride in a bus. Today there are cars, there are trucks, there are motorcycles. The area that was originally designated for people to come on bicycles has been replaced by additional people, farmers selling flowers, grading flowers, bunching flowers. This morning you can see here there's a lot of bustling activity. Today is September 27th in the morning. Tomorrow is the opening of the first International Kunming Flower Festival. This is on the heels of last year's 6-month 1999 International Horticulture Expo. There's a lot of activity here this morning. People are preparing for the festival. There will be many visitors. The roads have been built. The streets have been created. They've been putting up banners this morning. There's a lot of activity here. Here in the Yunnan Flower Market, we supply nearly 40 to 50% of the cut flowers for China from this province. Buyers from all over China come. They set up wholesale buyers to send them flowers this morning. They use their cellular telephones. They call the buyers in foreign flower markets or in Beijing, Shanghai. Do you want to buy this? Here's the price. We have carnations, we have roses. At what price this morning? And that's a lot of the way business is conducted today. Then there are wholesale buyers, which we'll walk through later. They have computers, they have lists of customers, and this has all been developed by the farmers in China. And I emphasize the farmers because they are commonly referred to as the peasant farmers in China. But today, peasant farmers in China are becoming very intelligent business people, and they have learned to provide a product that is in high demand by the increasingly affluent customers in China. incredible morning here at the Yunnan Farmers Flower Market in Kunming, China on September 27th, the year 2000. The flower quantity is so tremendous. The market that they only built, the third market I must say, that they only built a year ago is so full of flowers this morning that the areas outside in the street, as you can see, is just spillover. And here you can see loaded cars, loaded motorized tricycles with carnations, with chrysanthemums, with filler flowers. There's so many flowers here today for sale. Farmers have been harvesting flowers all day for a few days now because there's a demand to be selling flowers all over China as we come to the upcoming National Day holiday. The amount here is tremendous this morning. The market is just spilled over. The aisles are crowded, and it's really remarkable, really remarkable. Farmers in China have had their lives changed by growing flowers. Today at the Yunnan Flower Market, you can see hundreds of farmers from the local village who are now flower growers in China, who have brought their flowers to the market, and today their economic situation has changed. They have been able to buy many new products for their families. They have been able to replace their old mud brick homes with new brick homes. Farmers today are growing flowers in tremendous quantities in China. Where are these flowers going? They're going to cities all over China. They're being exported across the sea to foreign countries, and their lives have changed.
En dan gaan we nu een kijkje nemen op de bloemenfarm van Dr. Heidi Wernett. In China gaat het er anders aan toe dan in Nederland, zoals u ziet. De eenvoud van de kassen, de taalbarrière die communicatie moeilijk maakt, al met al geen makkelijke opgave. Maar u ziet, de productie is desalniettemin groot.
This all began 5 years ago when I set up a demonstration farm after coming to China and discovering that Kunming would be an ideal location for flower production. I began with raw land. Nothing was here. No greenhouses, no watering equipment, no irrigation system, and certainly no high-quality varieties, seeds, technology, and so on. When we began with a small plot of land, a small portion of this area. We built 8 greenhouses. At that time, traditionally, greenhouses were built of bamboo like you see here today, but they were much smaller, much lower, much narrower. Under this condition, which I knew was not optimum, I proceeded to try and grow flowers. I grew bedding plants, I grew cut flowers. 100 varieties in all. 5 months after production and after planning, we had an opening ceremony for the cut flower trials and bedding plants. This was the first time most Chinese here in Kunming had seen these varieties. They really didn't know what to think. What are they? How much do they cost? Do we want to grow them? Until then, in the city, all you really saw was red salvia and yellow marigolds, and much taller than the varieties produced today. At the trials, we demonstrated many kinds of flowers, many different colors, many different shapes, really flowers they had never thought of growing themselves. Working with people here in Kunming was a new experience. I had no language skills, and they had no knowledge of commercial horticulture. Everything was a beginning. We watered, we created beds, we created things out of nothing, so to speak, and that was part of my idea. What was important to me was to show that flower production could be improved, but using local resources. What we needed first was training. We needed to learn how to grow flowers, when to water them, when to fertilize them, what kind of fertilizer, how much to use. Many companies try and come to developing countries and sell a lot of high-tech goods, fancy greenhouses, computerized systems, but in fact, the farmers still don't know how to use that equipment and don't know how to grow new varieties today. So this demonstration farm has a unique aspect to it. The purpose is for the farmers to learn, the farmers to have a place to learn what is this new technology? How can they learn to use it? I'm not presenting a rocket ship that they think is so far beyond something in their neighborhood. I want to provide them maybe a motorcycle instead of a bicycle or even a handcart. Today, you can see in this farm many new kinds of technology. Behind me, there was a woman who was watering using a handheld sprayer, a watering boom for producing seedlings. Even seedlings, commercial seedlings, is a new concept and new technology for farmers here in China. This year, one of our achievements at this farm has been to invite local farmers to participate in growing bedding plants that were used for the Kunming International Flower Festival. They had never used this technology. They had never grown plugs or seedlings. They had never transplanted seedlings. They were accustomed to the traditional ways of farming that they have used for years. Now they're using new ingredients in the media. Even yesterday, when we were working together, we were creating a new media for some new transplants. I suggested that we put one bucket of peat moss with 1 bucket of perlite. After we had mixed it, it was the farmers who said, "Oh, I think this is too little. We should have 2 buckets of peat moss and 1 bucket of perlite." I agreed with them, but what really made me smile was the fact that they had begun to get a feel for what was necessary to produce high-quality seedlings. Working in China has been a pleasure. It is a very family-oriented society. What you see behind me is my daughter studying Beijing opera. Her teacher comes to the farm and gives her instructions. It's been possible for me to work here in China and at the same time have my daughter nearby. If I were in another country, it might not be so easy. Certainly America, where families is family, business is business. But in China, business and family is often mixed.